Hey Vinyl community, how you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. I have another Vinyl Grabs video. Past couple weeks I picked up some stuff and thought I'd show them here. I got a few 45s and then some albums to show. So starting off with, I got this one from Carolina Soul, that record store down in Durham, North Carolina. Great eBay store and Discogs store. This 45 is War Song by Neil Young and Graham Nash, from 1972 on Reprise. And then on the other side is The Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young. Nice find there. Then this past Sunday, as a family, we took a stop at Goodwill. While my daughter was looking at some toys and stuff, I went over, looked at the records, and I found a few 45s and a couple LPs, starting with The Knack, Good Girls Don't, and Frustrated on the B-side. Really good condition. The picture sleeve has a little, may have gotten wet at some point. It's got some wrinkle, but vinyl's in excellent shape. This is just a generic sleeve, but it's Toad the Wet Sprocket on Columbia, Walk on the Ocean, back with All I Want. So those were two big radio songs for Toad the Wet Sprocket in the early 90s. Then Howard Jones, No One Is to Blame, back with The Chase. So I wasn't planning on going down the 45 rabbit hole, if you will, but it looks like I've started, so I've been picking up more and more 45s lately. Pretty cool. So also at Goodwill, I picked up two albums. First on the Command label is Persuasion Percussion. This is a classic album on the Command label. Tell you, the Command label, the pressings are just so good, and the sound quality is excellent. Command. And then Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. This is in stellar condition on Columbia. Didn't come with the poster, but I was happy to pick this up for, I think it was 97 cents at Goodwill. Next, so Dennis Wilson, Pacific Ocean Blue. This was actually a contest prize that I won through Mark Openlander's contest. His channel is MWO486. A little while ago he had a contest. I entered, won the contest. So he said to go on his Discogs page and pick whatever I wanted, and I saw this on there. It's been on my want list for a long time. I never see it in the wild, so I was going to probably pick up this reissue anyway, but he had it in his Discogs, so I chose this. It's music on vinyl. Reproduction of that Caribou label there. So very happy to have this, Mark. Thanks again for your contest and for this. Vinyl's in excellent condition. Appreciate that. And then I have a stack here that I got from my local record store. Exciting news from my record store that I go to. He must be doing really well recently because his store is expanding. Right now, as it is, he's on one half of the store, and the other half of the store is another seller of like antiques, trinkets, and baseball cards, stuff like that, collectibles. So he's taken over the entire store. He's knocking down walls. He's going to have live music eventually. So, like I said, he's expanding, so that's really good news. That vinyl is back and it's doing well for our local record stores, it seems. At least for this one, you know. So I was there earlier this week, picked up a few things. Linda Ronstadt, Hasten Down the Wind. This came out in 1976. It's got That'll Be the Day, Crazy. Really good record on Asylum Records. Really enjoying Linda Ronstadt lately. Have a few of her releases now, and looking to get more. She's a great artist. Next, the Beach Boys' Odessa. So this came out in 1969, and I tell you, you never see this in this condition. This thing is immaculate. The vinyl may have been played, I'm not sure, but it doesn't show any wear on it. And other than a punch hole here, this, you know, it's the velvet cover. I mean, it's immaculate, like I said. This is on Atco. This was a 1969 release by the Beach Boys. Here's the label, Echo. And like I said, you never see it in the wild in this condition. So real happy to have that. Still building up my Paul McCartney and my Wings collection. So been having a hard time finding a good copy of Wings at the Speed of Sound, and finally found one. This is in excellent condition. Of course, it's got Let 'Em In, Silly Love Songs. Anything else of note? Yeah, those are the two big ones on here. So, real happy to have this one in very, very good condition. Very excited to find this next one. I think Prog Rock Tommy recently showed this as well, but it's Deep Purple with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, conducted by Malcolm Arnold. It's Concerto for Group and Orchestra, composed by John Lord. So John Lord, the keyboardist or organist for Deep Purple, composed this concerto. It's great. This is I think this album was released in 1970, and this pressing is from 1972 on the Warner Brothers green label there. Yeah, sounds great. Of course, Richie Blackmore, John Lord, just great release by Deep Purple. Check it out if you're not familiar. Next, Frank Zappa, Waka Jawaka Hot Rats. Really enjoy Frank Zappa past year or so. Been getting more and more into him. Very happy to find this. The cover is a little worn, but the vinyl is VG Plus or better. Um, yeah, you can see the cover's a bit worn there, but very happy to add this to my collection. Sounds great. This came out in 1972. Yeah. I love 70s era Frank Zappa. Although the one album from the late 60s, Hot Rats, I still need to get in my collection. I really, really like that one as well. But most of the 70s releases, especially like early to mid 70s, that's my favorite era of Frank Zappa at this point. Yeah, good stuff. And then next, these next two. So I was playing my Peter Gabriel 3 album the other day, and noticed that it's done basically. So I bit the bullet and I picked up a reissue. This is 2016 reissue. It's a half speed master, 33 RPM single LP pressing of Peter Gabriel 3. One of my favorites from Peter Gabriel. Has songs like Intruder, Games Without Frontiers, Not One of Us, No Self-Control, the great tribute song to Stephen Biko called Biko. Excellent, excellent album. Love this album. And this half-speed remaster just sounds amazing. Really, really good. Even picked up some stuff I never really noticed before. I was really impressed by this. So Phil Collins plays drums on this album. Not the whole album, but on a handful of songs. His drums sound amazing. Interesting thing about that is when Peter Gabriel went to the studio, he didn't want any metal on the album, so there's no cymbals or anything. So it's all drum. Really good stuff. If you've never heard this album, I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. It's Peter Gabriel's third solo album. So, along with that, I picked up my favorite Peter Gabriel album, which is Passion. This is a 45 RPM half-speed remaster on 3 discs, 5 sides, and the sixth side is in etching. This album is what was released after his big album So, and this came out in 89 maybe? 88, 89, somewhere around there. It was the soundtrack to the controversial film by Martin Scorsese, The Last Temptation of Christ. Peter Gabriel did the music for that. It's all instrumental, and it's all it uses instruments and sounds from the time of I guess like around Christ, the time back then, and it's just a brilliant recording, brilliant album. Yeah, it's got definitely a world flair to it. Maybe Eastern, Middle Eastern. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to categorize it, but it's excellent. And like I said, it's my favorite Peter Gabriel album. I've never had it on vinyl, so quite happy to now have it. And this recording, or this pressing, is simply amazing. It's one of the best sounding records in my collection now. I also have another 45 RPM half speed remaster of Peter Gabriel's his album Us, and that also just sounds amazing. But this, just incredible. It's got world musicians on it like Yusu Endor, Shankar, Nusrat Ali Khan, great Pakistani vocalist. Awesome record. Love this. So that's it. That's my stack. I think I'm good now for buy-in for a little while. At least I'm going to try to pump the brakes for a little while. Maybe a few weeks, month. We'll see how that goes. So I have some other videos planned coming up. Another contest or two entry. There's a thread out there that I want to get to. So look for those coming down the road. Thank you everyone for subscribing and commenting and liking. Really do appreciate it. It means a lot. I do love getting all the comments and having our dialogue back and forth through the comments. So thanks everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Have a great upcoming weekend. Take care.